suits, the after party, the last day confessions. But years down the line, what everyone remembers are not these things. It's the spirit of the day, the vibe of it, the memory of the 3 years that have passed. So today, let us celebrate for what I'm sure has been an enriching journey for everyone and not crib over it being an online thing. So to get started, I would now request Honorable Dean Professor R. Sudarshan to please give the inaugural remark. So please.
Thank you very much, Varun. Um, this is one of those occasions when it's kind of bittersweet because you're not all here on the campus on a nice summer's day in the evening as the sun sets and we get together and have a lovely farewell party, meeting one another and greeting one another and embracing one another. All of that is part of the convention that has been established in the university for farewells to graduating students, and we are sad that that cannot happen. On the other hand, we've discovered these platforms, Teams and Zoom, which we hadn't quite used previously. And the discovery of this is one of those advances, a bit late. I mean, these technologies were already there, but at least we can get together in this. And now all over the world, there are these images of Zoom screens with students who are graduating. What I'd like to compliment all of you is for your resilience and the fact that you've persevered with the classes, against all sorts of odds, various difficulties, both on the side of the technology, having to do with mobile connectivity, internet, and so on, and also because of the COVID-19 pandemic. As I've said, you're all now like tempered steel, having gone through this ordeal and have overcome it. And I hope that you've learned two virtues in the process that are going to stand you in very good stead for the rest of your life. One of them is humility. You see, what we learned throughout the pandemic is, people came out with pronouncements. The epidemiologists were cocksure as to how the virus might progress. The economists were cocksure as to when the lockdown should be lifted and how it's important to revive the economy. And you had these two tensions on the one hand, with the epidemiologists saying that it's safe to lock down and minimize contact between people, and the economists concerned about the damage that that would in turn might do, particularly in an economy like ours, where when people lose jobs and are unable to get sufficient nutrition, particularly for their children, that will have long-term consequences. So it's a kind of a dilemma. It's the reason why I say it's important to be humble is because that's a virtue that political leaders must cultivate just as much as any kind of expert, because anything that has been pronounced about the progress of the pandemic has been proved wrong in some way or the other. And so this attitude of we know it, take our advice, follow the science, and so on is a bit unwarranted. So the virtue that's needed is humility. The vice that is to be avoided by our political leaders is hubris, thinking that mission accomplished, said a famous US president, as a sort of at the height of hubris, when nothing was accomplished. So humility is an important virtue. And the other is patience, which is what you've demonstrated, in large measure throughout this period when you could not be on campus and learning directly in classrooms, patience with many things going on around you, other people, your parents, relatives, friends, getting affected by the virus, and all of these is like an ordeal, right? And you go through it and you come out so much stronger. That's why I've always, I had to look up uh, long ago what a TMT bar meant, because you always saw it advertised everywhere. And then I discovered that it is thermomechanically treated steel. And that produces a certain, resilience, rust resistance and strength to that. That's tempering the steel. And so in a metaphorical way, we've all been tempered by the COVID-19 virus and the pandemic, which still continues. It's not over. And the other thing I would want you to say is, these are occasions for memory, to remember. And I hope you'll remember many things, the good things and the not so good things about the time you spent in the university, and times when you had to be at home and in other places trying to learn and complete the requirements of your degree. Milan Kundera, in a very famous novel, said that man's or humanity's struggle against power is the struggle of memory against forgetting. And that's a very important, thought to keep in mind, because you see, we all forgot, most countries in the world, except a little bit in Europe, forgot the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 20. Forgot that, it took 20 million lives of Indians out of a total of 40 million around the world. So half of the deaths in the world because of that pandemic was here in India. And somehow, generations change and people forgot, and we were not pandemic prepared, because no pandemic occurred from then. I mean, there have been epidemics, viruses, and lessons that are learned from that. Kerala did very well because it had to cope with the Nipah virus. That was fairly recent. And then some lessons are learned. But we need to learn a lot of lessons from this pandemic. And as you go out and do other things, go to higher studies, go on to embarking on careers, I'd have to say multiple careers, because in the world that is now emerging, you'll all be in multiple careers. And it's not just the world that's emerging. In my case, it's a case of a new career when I nearly retired from service in the United Nations. And I dare say this has been the best part of my life. So an anticipation of what the future might hold, with some optimism, but remembering things that matter, and one way by which you can remember is by telling stories to one another, telling stories to whoever is willing to listen, and then you'll remember. And that's part of a civilization, particularly ours, which is an oral culture, where storytelling and communicating with one another is been a feature. And this is something that's been made so much more easy with technology. So I wish you all very well with those words. And I'm very grateful that both the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar, who have many other commitments, have, as always, joined us at this important occasion when we get together to bid you all farewell and au revoir, really, because at some point we have to make up for the lack of a physical interpersonal get together. And so you will be invited, I'm sure. And as they say about many things we can say about the pandemic, this too shall pass. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was as wise and enlightening as ever. It's very good to hear to you. Now I would like to call upon the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. C. Kumar, for the special address. So thank you. We are highly indebted for your time. And I would like you to speak a few words.
Thank you, Varun. Thank you so much. First of all, I really want to take this opportunity to congratulate the graduating students of the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, both from the BA Economics Honors and the Masters in Public Policy. It's a great moment for you, the students, but also your parents, your family members, your friends, and many others who have contributed to your success today. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate the Dean of the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, Professor Sudarshan, along with his entire group of faculty members at JSTP who have worked very hard and with a lot of commitment and dedication and mentorship has no small measure contributed to your success. So congratulations to you. In particular, to all the graduating students today, I would like to share 3 sets of thoughts, and I hope that these you will find them useful as you embark on these new journeys, including possibly joining workplaces, beginning new careers, or pursuing a higher degree. I hope that some of these thoughts will help you to motivate you and maintain perspective in these rather difficult times. The introduction used the word resilience, and it epitomizes the times that we live, but also in the future as well. First, I want to share with you the concept of Ubuntu. Ubuntu essentially means, and I quote, "I am what I am because of who we all are," unquote. The word Ubuntu has its origins in one of the Bantu dialects of Africa. It's a traditional African philosophy that provides us an understanding of ourselves in relation to the world at large. According to Ubuntu, I quote, "There exists a common bond between all of us, and it is through this bond, through our interaction with our fellow human beings, that we discover our human qualities." Or as the Zulus would say, and I quote, "that a person is a person through other persons. We affirm our humanity when we acknowledge that of others." The South African Nobel laureate Archbishop Desmond Tutu describes Ubuntu as follows. He says, and I quote, "It is the essence of being human. It speaks of the fact that my humanity is caught up and inextricably bound up in yours. I am human because I belong." It speaks about wholeness. It speaks about compassion. A person with Ubuntu is welcoming, hospitable, warm, and generous, willing to share. Such people are open and available to others, willing to be vulnerable, and in many ways, contributing to the affirming of others, do not feel threatened that others are able and good, for they have a proper self-assurance that comes from knowing that they belong in the greater whole. They know that they are diminished when others are humiliated, diminished when others are oppressed, diminished when others are treated as if they were less than who they are. The quality of Ubuntu gives people resilience, enabling them to survive and emerge still human despite all efforts to dehumanize them, unquote. So in some ways, I strongly hope that all of you, the graduating students of JSTP, will embrace this concept of Ubuntu. Whatever you do henceforth in your life, always remember that the small acts of courage, kindness, empathy, and courtesies of the heart will make a great difference to those around you. Success is most often not meaningfully measured in more conventional notions of status and titles and wealth, but in these ordinary acts of humanity. The second set of thoughts I want to share with you is the 10 pillars of encouragement that I've found valuable and meaningful in my own life. They are very simple thoughts, and I'll quickly run through it. First, work hard. Whatever you set out to do, give it all your heart and spirit, and there is no other way you could fulfill those dreams and aspirations. Second, be honest. It's a difficult attribute to develop in this world. It is difficult to live an honest life and does not always pay in the short run, but be honest. Third, think big. It's important to think big. It's important to dream about big ideas. Those are the ideas that will shape the future of the world around you. And the education that you've received at JSGP makes you responsible to think big. Four, be forgiving. As you live your life, you will face many challenges, including from people whom you trust. It's important to develop an inherent sense of reconciliation and forgiveness. This is the only way to challenge the inherent violence around us today. Five, be grateful. So many things that have come to us in our life are not necessarily because we deserve it. It's important to remain grateful. Be grateful to your parents, your colleagues, your teachers, your mentors, your friends and fellow citizens every day for the many things that have come our way. not necessarily we deserve it. Remind yourself not to adopt a misplaced and false sense of entitlement that will undermine your ability to grow and affect change. 6, seek change. Seeking change and transformation in everything you do is important. You need to challenge the status quo and constantly strive to be part of the efforts to seek positive change and transformation in the world. 7, stay focused. As you begin your careers in organizations or pursue study opportunities with varied cultural and professional orientations, while for the most part of that organizational life offers rich opportunities for self-development and career advancement and study engagement, you will also find varied forms of distractions, including petty gossip, counterproductive social interactions, and even wasteful engagement with people. It's important that you stay focused on the task at hand and persist in your efforts. 8, develop positivity. It is difficult to develop positivity because we are so deeply affected by our environments that comes with all kinds of challenges. Find your own way to develop a sense of prosperity, positivity and positive engagement, and try to permeate that positivity around you. 9, avoid negativity. You need to make a conscious effort to avoid negative interactions, particularly in your work life, in organizations and institutions. Find your own way to stay focused on the big picture that I talked to you about. 10, be trustworthy. The challenge of distrust is almost all pervasive in organizations and institutions today. Begin to trust and be trustworthy. Develop trustworthiness even when you are betrayed, and that's a good quality to nurture. All right, let me end my short speech with the third set of thoughts. I would like to recall one of the most inspiring sets of phrases I've ever read nearly 50 years ago. In the year 1968, these words were written by a 19-year-old sophomore student at Harvard College, Kent M. Keith. Kent was deeply inspired by the need to promote leadership in the student council and to build the next generation of student leaders. Kent went on to become a Rhodes Scholar and had pursued degrees from Harvard, Oxford, and the University of Hawaii. And these were later known as the paradoxical commandments of Dr. Kent Keith. Let me quickly run through this. They are as follows. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you're successful, you will win false friends, and true enemies succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you will get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. With those words, I want to once again congratulate the graduates of the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. It's an absolute pleasure and delight for me personally to be part of this ceremony. And I sincerely hope that I'll see you soon in circumstances in which we will be able to host you back at your campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I was just noting down all the three thoughts. I found them really intriguing. Thank you so much. It also reiterates the values of the universities. I'm sure it will keep the students in good stead going forward. Now I would like to invite Professor Naresh Singh to please address the students. Sir, please.
Well, thank you very much, Varun. I am myself really pleased to be here with you guys on this occasion. I have not had the pleasure of engaging with many of you, but a few of you, yes. And it has been a tremendous joy for me and pleasure. Like Professor Sudarshan, I've had a long career in the public service and in public policy in many countries around the world, maybe even more than Professor Sudarshan. I have been maybe 70 countries in which I have provided advice and developed programs and so on. So after such a long career, what does one want to do in a school of government and public policy? and in a place like, Haryana, Sonipat. And I'll tell you, the first visit that I made to the campus in 2013, at the invitation of Professor Sudarshan to engage with students and faculty, I found a kind of a rejuvenation of myself in the midst of so many bright young people. And for me, that was a special joy and privilege. And I've continued that association with students at the university, and especially in your school, in our school, the School of Government and Public Policy. It is a special privilege now for me to be the vice dean of the school and the professor, as well as to direct the Center for Complexity Economics, Applied Spirituality, and Public Policy. So I wear these three caps, and I am really looking forward to engaging with students and faculty as we get more and more into the academic year. I was especially pleased and touched by the warm welcome I have received from the Student Council, the existing Student Council, and I look forward to having a chat with them so very early I can get perspectives from the student population as I proceed to get to know the faculty as well. I've listened with great interest to the words of wisdom by people much wiser than me, Professors Sudarshan and the Vice Chancellor. And I don't think I can add any more words of wisdom, except perhaps to say that in the world in which you will go out to work and play and study more, keep a mind that is open. Know that what you have learned is the beginning. The humility that you have heard about is, if we were physically there, you'd probably have this gong. So many universities have this gong that you wear with your, this old looking hat and old looking gong. And I recall being told when I graduated and wore my first old looking gong on graduation, which covered up the nice suit underneath. And that old looking gong was to remind you of the kind of humble stance that you must take in the world as you go forward. When I was studying myself at the Indian Agricultural Research Institute several decades ago, I remember one of my professors saying, we were always thought we were the best agricultural research institute in all of India, Pusa Institute. And we used to be reminded that if you want to know how to grow cucumbers, you ask a cucumber farmer. So when you come out of universities, don't believe that you know all. It's just the beginning, and you really learn from the world in which you will interact and engage in principles of Ubuntu, or what we are developing now, using shared consciousness, the fact that all of humanity has the same shared universal consciousness. Now we are asking the big question: how can those principles get into public policy? We are also asking hard questions, such as how do you make public policy in a world that is essentially unpredictable, uncertain, and ambiguous? So these are going to be some exciting times. The pandemic has sort of made it crystallize a lot of these ideas and challenges. And I look forward to working so much with faculty and students at the O.P. Jindal Global University School of Government and Public Policy. So while you are graduating, I hope we will find ways of interacting. Please feel free to engage and interact in whatever you do. Let me then conclude by just wishing you well in all your endeavors, and may you achieve all those things that you dream of. So continue to dream while you achieve your dreams. When one or two of them are not achieved in the time frame in which you expected them, keep expecting them. They will happen at some point. So congratulations and farewell to all graduating students. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Moving on, if If I could now request the Honorable Registrar, Professor Sridhar Patnaik, to address the students. Sir, please.
Thank you so much, Varun. First of all, my congratulations to all the graduating students of BA Economics and Masters in Public Policy. And I'm indeed privileged and delighted to be part of your celebrations this evening. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, all the students of all the programs offered by the School of Government and Public Policy, and in particular the faculty members and the dean of the school for making me a part of your activities this evening. Well, I will not come between you and your celebrations, but for the moment, I just have a few reflections to offer. And the purpose of offering these reflections is only to sort of tell you that you have our support, come what may. And indeed, it builds on what the dean, the vice chancellor, and the vice dean have just articulated. And metaphorically, if I could just tell you, I don't know how many of you are avid cricket fans, and in particular, Test cricket. And usually, they say one thing in cricket: you need to follow the basics. So, whatever virtues which Professor Sudarshan articulated, or Professor Rajkumar and Professor Naresh Singh, it all goes on to state one point, that you need to adhere to the basics, and rest will be taken care of. So one such important set of characteristics are, which I just want to tell you, is not to give up on hope, and have optimism and unflinching faith, because life is going to be a roller coaster drive, my dear friends. And that's also the important metaphor. And as you proceed further, yes, certainly it is bittersweet. It is bitter because we are parting ways in a way, but it is sweet because you're going to embark upon a new journey, a journey post your graduation, and a new life to embrace, and new opportunities and new challenges. So it's very important that whatever you do, you imbibe all the characteristics which were outlined by our colleagues. And most importantly, you need to choose your career path, whatever path you might choose, because the field of public policy offers many options. And in addition to that, you might even want to become a writer, a poet, or whatever you might dream of. Do that in a conscientious manner, and be so very committed to your goals, and be consistent in whatever you do, because you need to have goals, you need to have strategies, and then you need to have plans to achieve whatever you intend to achieve for yourselves, and for your friends, and for your family. And when I say friends and family, well, the pandemic taught one lesson to all of us, and that is indeed again the key word which Dean Sudarshan had mentioned, that is resilience and also humility. So it's very important to sustain our social, professional, personal, and other networks, not necessarily in this order, because at the end of the day, we need to stay together, uh, and we also need to sustain our friendships and bonds. And also, the lesson here is to work in teams, and teams that are so very heterogeneous in every which manner. So this sort of an approach will help you scale through any sort of challenges that you might face, and also not just for fun and celebrations, but all the challenges that I had just mentioned or referred to, or even the kind of trepidations that we might have as we embark upon our career paths, or even our social and personal lives ahead. And this support is also going to make you sort of stay consistent in realizing your hopes and aspirations. And also, this sort of a support will help you to have a certain faith in your aspirations. And as they say, faith can move mountains. So with the support of everyone around you, you can just achieve whatever you set for yourself to achieve. And on this particular note, I would also like to add another very important agency to this grid of networks, and that agency is the OP Jindal Global University. So, friends, it's important that we stay in touch, and we would like to listen and hear your stories of hope, your stories of failures, because life is so very holistic in nature. And when we sort of stay together, please be assured that the university belongs to you and you alone forever. Institutions are permanent. We are all here contributing to the vision and mission, but you're graduates of the university. So it's very important that you stay in touch with us and share your stories and inspire the succeeding graduates of your school and even the other schools of the university. And as we proceed in this particular process, also please be assured of the kind of support that we could offer from our Office of Career Services or the Office of International Affairs and Global Initiatives and whatever you intend to do. But most important is we stay connected because we want to celebrate your presence and your achievements in every which manner. And we would like to celebrate all your hopes and aspirations. So, on this particular note, I wish you all the best in your lives and careers. And congratulations once again to you and your family members, and in particular to the faculty members and the leadership of the school, and also to the administrative staff members who made this evening a possibility. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. We'll keep that in mind. I'm sure the graduating batch will keep that in mind. Well, moving on, there is nothing above music that encapsulates emotions and memories better. Bring back all of yours as we have a very, very special presentation for you. To start with, Shivani, you have the stage. Audience, hold your breath and revel in the experience of melody.
Hi everybody, good evening, Sudarshan sir, Lalit sir, Mani ma'am, all the dignitaries present, Naresh sir. I'm Savani, I'm the current cultural secretary of the 21 to 22 council, and I'll be singing this song called Home by the Magnetic Zeros because, Jay Jindal was the second home to all of you who are sitting here, and I'm sure you miss it. So we also have a little montage to make you a little nostalgic. Zaid, if you could display the montage. Great. Please play it in 3, 2, 1. Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my ma and pa, not the way that I do love you. Well, holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye. Oh, I never loved one like you. Man, oh man, you're my best friend. Oh, screaming to the nothingness. There ain't nothing that I need. When hard and heavy pumpkin pie, chocolate candy, Jesus Christ, ain't nothing please me more than you. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, home, let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Da 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 da. Mother, I'm coming home. I follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark. I'll never love one like you. Moats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. I've been everywhere moment. We laugh until we think we die, barefoot on a summer night. Nothing new is sweeter than with you. And in the streets you run free, like it's only you and me. 'Cause you're something to see. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Da 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 da. Mother, I'm coming home. Thank you so much for your time. That was Home by the Magnetic Zeros, and I hope that made you a little bit nostalgic.
Oh my God, Shani, the chat history is evident of how much people liked it. You already were very nostalgic, but that does touch a chord. But also, I hate you for reminding me of the campus and how wonderful it is and the people there. But thank you so much. All right. Now we have something for the graduating batches. Guys, I want you to buckle up. We have the very auspicious title conferment. So this is how it goes. This is what matters. Nothing else matters. Your grades don't matter. Your internships don't matter. Your job does not matter. This is what is important. So we sent out certain nominations for the particular titles, and we did vote through Google Forms, and we have the results. All right. So I'll start with the BA batch. Then we move on to the MA batch. The first is Miss Popular Raja Shamita. It was your time. Congratulations. Are you here? Can you give a quick acceptance speech? You've been voted as the most popular.
Hi, I am here. Thanks. I mean, I have no clue what to say. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for giving me that title. Finally, I have something, I can say I got from Jindal. Hey, I got voted Miss Popular. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next, we move to the $1 million smile, Vidushi Singh. We're glad you came back for Holi. You made heads turn. Are you here? Can you give a quick acceptance speech, Vidushi Singh?
Hi.
Hi.
I mean, great award. Thank you so much. Thanks for the award. That's all I can say, I guess.
You would like to know the secrets later on. Thank you so much. Next, we have Miss Perfectionist, Aliva Smriti. Well, I'm sure people remember your assignments more than Tapri. Are you here? Can you give a quick acceptance speech?
Hello. Thank you. I think I don't really have anything to say. I wouldn't consider myself a perfectionist, but thank you for the title.
Then you're sure you're just being humble. Next in line is the number one Ramebaz, Pragya Madan. I'm pretty sure your yearbook quote says it all. Are you here? Just give us a hi.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't really expect this, to be honest.
I'm very intrigued. Number one Ramebaz. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is can we have the slide? Mr. 10 on 10. I am pretty sure he was the president. That's the Jindal rule, I guess. Presidents are 10 on 10. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Okay. Thank you for this honor. And
I'll hear you later. You have a speech scheduled. Next to
later.
The fashion icon Sania. Nobody's perfect, but yet here I am. Are you here? Sania, are you here?
Sanya couldn't make it because of some network issue, but
all right, we'll just convey.
I mean, I could say one thing for her. If you saw how she came for 8 a.m.s, you would understand why she got that title. She was the most put together person at all points of time. So, I mean, yes, that title. On behalf of Sanya, I had to say that. Thanks, now. Bye.
I'm pretty sure the online thing bothered a lot of our batchmates. Next, we have Mr. Eloquent Dhruv Mulchandani. I'm pretty sure you hosted the farewell then. Are you here?
Thank you for this. I really appreciate it. Didn't expect this at all. Thank you.
Completely. Next in line is Miss Charming Shreya Khurana.
Okay, I did not expect this. Thank you.
Indeed, your smile says it all.
Yeah,
Well deserved. Next in line is Miss Sunshine. You bring warmth to the room. Ishi Agarwal, are you here?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Didn't really expect it, but yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Your wife says it all. All right. We move on to the MA Public Policy batch. Ved, can you please show us the slides if you have them, as and when you have them? So I'll just repeat the process, how it happened. So we basically made titles, like the organizing committee came together and they made 10, 15 titles. And then we sought out the nominations, we voted the nominations, and then the nominations were sent out to vote to the graduating batch. And this is what is the result of the voting. All right, for this batch, first up we have Mr. Popular, Devonk Agarwal. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I don't like you though. My crush has a crush on you. So.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, so sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I didn't expect this, but yeah, thank you everybody for this.
All right, well deserved. Next in line we have the million Mr. Perfectionist. It is, sorry, my bad. Kartikeya Sharma. Just make sure your child in you is proud. I'm sure he will be. Are you here, Kartikeya?
Yes, I am. I don't think that's particularly appropriate for me, but thank you so much. I miss this. I miss working assignments, and the masters was a wonderful time, and hope everyone has a great life ahead. Thank you so much. It's wonderful.
Next is number one dramebaz Mohit Krishna. Very dramatic yearbook quote, and I'm not surprised you won it. Are you here, Mohit Krishna?
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
That explains it perfectly. All right, moving on is fashion icon Raya. Are you here?
I don't think Raya could make it. I'm not sure if she's here, but Raya, are you here?
You're very apt for her title. They don't show. Next,
thank you on her behalf.
Next, we have Miss Eloquent. Meghna, please teach me how to host. I'm sucking at it. Are you here?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but my eloquence ends in all the assignments that I have submitted. So thanks a lot. I was not expecting this.
I'll need a few classes from you next time. All right. Moving on is the Miss $1 Million Smile, Nishita. Are you here? Show us your smile.
Hi, yes, I'm here. Thank you for whoever voted for me.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Moving on is Mr. 10 on 10.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm not sure whether I deserve this or yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you look like the 10 on 10. I'm sure you are. Next up, next category, we have the little ball of sunshine, Arshita Shridhar. Just say hi. Are you here, Arshita?
Hi, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I mean, I totally expected it.
There you go, little ball of sunshine. All right. Thank you so much, Ved, for this. Now we present to you. I'm very sure that you liked it, and it was very close, the nominations and all, but it was fun. It was really fun. All right. Now we have a very special video, a special message to special people, encompassing everyone, the alumni, juniors, seniors, who has memories with the graduating batch. Ved, I'll trouble you again. Can you please play that video?
We know you didn't expect your college life to end this way, but here we are at your virtual farewell.
We were scared to step into this place, which has now become our second home.
We were like that family that welcomed us, made us feel comfortable at our second home. And nothing much has changed ever since.
And you assisted us from the food court to the placement cell.
Thank you for helping us make the most out of this year.
We thought virtual college will be tough, but it was hell of a year, and thanks to you.
और ये वही जगह है जहाँ अनजाने मिलते हैं, पर जिंदगी भर के लिए दोस्त बन जाते हैं.
A lot of us were upset for not being able to be on campus, but
You helped us realize that college is not just a place, but it's an experience.
Hey guys, many congratulations to the batch of 2018 for graduating and for finishing your bachelor's. Like I know how it must feel graduating online, but trust me, we did it too. Um, at the end of the day, what really matters is what you're gonna do um, in the next part of your lives, right? Like whether it is continuing on to further education or entering the job market, I just want you to know how amazing it is that you have all endured and persisted despite all the distractions and events that happen around you, and that is truly commendable. I cannot tell you how commendable that is for you to have done this. And I again want to wish you all the best in your next phase, and congratulations again on this remarkable achievement. Many congratulations, guys.
Dear class, a very happy graduation to all of you. It must be a very proud moment for you. All the hard work that you put in has finally paid off. I wish you all the very best for your future. I'm happy to have taught you, I think, in all 3 years of your undergraduate degree. I taught you in the first year, second year, as well as some of you in your third year as well. I'm really glad we shared the interaction that we had. And journey of life, as you know, is full of challenges, and the last 2 years have really taught us how to deal with those challenges, and I hope you're going to carry that spirit forward. Congratulations on graduating once again, and all my love and luck to you.
Hello, batch of 2018. As it happens, you guys started at JGU just about the time that I started. We were the first batch that I ever taught at this university. So in that regard, you guys will always have a special place in my heart. You joined this place as teenagers, and 3 years later will now be graduating as young adults. I've seen many of you grow, become more mature and smarter. So I wish you the best of luck, and may all of your future endeavors bring you all the happiness that you desire.
Congratulations to the graduating students of 2021. Despite our struggles these last couple of years, you've managed to achieve a remarkable milestone in your careers, and be proud. Be proud of that, for we all are. I join my colleagues and your juniors in wishing you all the very best for your future ahead. I'm sure it's going to be very bright. Stay safe, keep in touch, and congratulations once again.
That was the video. I hope you guys liked it. I've got a message that the juniors were very dramatic because we are dramatic. All right. Moving ahead, I would like to invite the CRs, like everyone's go-to people, to share their thoughts about their classes and their memories. So firstly, I would like to invite Nishta, MA, Public Policy Batch of 2019. Nishta, you have the mic.
Hi. Hello, first of all, to the VC, Dean, all the faculty. I'm speaking on behalf of my class. And thank you for the GSGP Student Council for organizing this farewell. So our batch faced a unique situation. In the sense, 3 out of 4 semesters were online. And as much as it was difficult for us, I would like to mention, I mean, it was a very big challenge for our professors as well. I'm sure it wasn't very exciting teaching in front of a screen, but throughout 1.5 years, like we saw them stretching themselves, trying to give us a real classroom experience. They were always available for help, even outside classroom hours. And we asked them for extensions, a lot of extensions, and they were very understanding about it. And I think we are very fortunate to have been taught by them. I mean, they're not just experts in their fields, but very empathetic individuals. So I think, I mean, they were the start of the movie for my experience in Jindal, and for all of us as well. Also, I'd like to mention that I'm this year just this last semester. I think most of the heavy lifting has been done by Devang and Vishal. So thumbs up to them. In regards to our experience, and I think I speak for all of us, it has been very challenging because of the pandemic. We did miss campus life and working together and having access to all the resources that we did on campus, and person to person interaction cannot be replaced. I think that's what I've really learned. But at the same time, we all faced a very stressing situation, and all of us kind of came together to somehow go through that. And I think this is one thing that I will take away from doing my masters through a pandemic, that you just have to make the best of whatever situation you get. And cooperating with others makes everybody better off. So I hope in future we all go for the higher Nash equilibrium. um, in in academics, I mean, I don't think I need to mention the quality we receive in JGU. Personally, for me, it has more of been a process of unlearning, because when I came to Jindal, I came with a lot of assumptions and thinking that I know a lot of things. Most of my beliefs were challenged. I was very uncomfortable, but I will not have it any other way. So I think this has been my most important education that I have received. Just my worldview of the world has changed to a more critical and thoughtful one. I think I'm stretching my time. So JSGP, I mean, so both students and the faculty make JSGP what it is. And I know we are pretty good, but I think we can still achieve a lot more. And yeah, so I wish all the best to my batchmates and other graduating students. And I hope we can go out there in the world and make JGU proud. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nishta. Like, I really mirrored it, and it was the applause says it all. Very, very fascinating. Next, we have Mehek, PA Economics Batch 2018. You have the stage. Mehek, are you here? All right, I think we can. Fine.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah. Hello, hi.
Yeah, hi. Okay. So a very good evening to the graduating class of 2021, our dearest professors, our respected dean, and our respected vice chancellor. You all look wonderful today. As I speak as a GSGP student for the last time, I shall not begin with a quote by Steve Jobs or Jack Ma. I would, however, share what a helper Didi from college said to me once in my second year. आप बहुत खुशकिस्मत हो जो आप आज यहाँ पढ़ रहे हो. As we sit in this virtual space together as a batch for the last time, indeed, we're all खुशकिस्मत. Our eyes with dreams and vision reflect the best of JSGP. Optimistic ambition, just as JGO took the leap to become the best, it has incubated a similar seed in us. Today, we have become JSGP graduates. No matter what our reasons for choosing JGU were a few years ago, today we all are here to celebrate our triumphs, our achievements, our victories, both individually and as a school, and the journey we have all embarked towards our future destination. Each of us had our own unique experiences at JGU, a combination of good and bad times. Times when we were unsure about the future, and of course, times of last minute studying for that exam that we forgot was taking place tomorrow morning. Graduation marks the end of yet another extraordinary chapter in our lives. With this chapter now closed, I'm certain that many of us are already anxious about starting the next one. Unlike an econometrics book, we cannot skip through the pages of life to see how long the next chapter is going to be. Luckily, as JGU graduates, we have been given all of the paper and ink we need to write our own stories. And with the love and support of our families, friends, and our dearest professors, our stories will become bestsellers. One thing that I will reflect upon as I virtually throw my graduation cap in the air is the way that JGU has been our home away from home for the past 3 years. Coming into JGU, I felt like a one-woman wolf pack. In fact, I'm sure many of us felt exactly the same way. During our time at JGU, we've all met so many new people, made lasting friendships, lived through lifelong memories, and indeed added new members to our wolf packs. I'm sure we all can agree waking up for Monday 8 a.m. classes was never an easy task, but knowing that the rest of our pack was there made it a little easier. So we all begin writing our next chapter. Let us all remember that sense of family that helped us get through the Monday morning classes, all the all-nighters and exam pressures, all the times that we felt like giving up, but didn't because of them. Here's to the friends that turned into family and made JGU our second home. And here's to all our amazing professors who always believed in us and pushed us to greater limits and helped us strive for better. Thank you, OP Jindal Global University, for making us what we are today. We will continue to shine the brightest.
Thank you so much, Mike. I think I have no words to say. Speeches have been excellent today. Up next, we would love if the student council heads would share a few words on behalf of the entire batch. Firstly, I would like to invite Singh Parihar, President of the Student Council 2021.
I am audible.
Yeah.
Okay, respected Vice Chancellor, respected Dean and Vice Dean, faculty members, and my fellow mates. I'm Devonk Singh Parihar, a student of BA Honors Economics, class of 2021, reflecting on my journey in JSGP and JGU. When I was asked to reflect on my journey in JSGP, a bout of emotions rushed through, reminiscing through various memories. I remembered all the time spent in finding the right blocks, ventures to locate the right classroom in this new strange place. Times we rejoiced over small things like cancellation of a test. There were some times when our thoughts may have not converged, but even then, it provided us opportunities to challenge ourselves, rethink, reshape, realign our thoughts, making us more receptive and open to different perspectives. Over the course of time, this group of students coalesced into a neighborhood of diverse ideas and weaved us into a community. Although our time on campus was limited, it was enough for new friendships to nurture during dinner conversations, midnight strolls of the campus, sunbathing at the football field in the harsh Sonipat winters. Despite the angst of the pandemic, old bonds solidified into some lifelong friendships, while new friendships were forged. As I finally sat down to pen down my thoughts, I was left with just one thought, which unearthed from deep down my memory lane. All things that are with more spirit chased than enjoyed, which loosely translate to we enjoy the journey more than the ultimate destination. It is the journey that matters. This indeed is true. Our journey over the 3 years was rather different from the traditional college experience that we had hoped for, but yet joyous. My journeys in this institution started in a rather unconventional way, as I started a week late and had never even visited the campus. I was perplexed and anxious in this alien place. As the time progressed, I navigated through this place literally and metaphorically. I tried to understand my role here. I aspired to explore the different possibilities that this place offered and open myself to changes, challenges that made me grow as a person and a scholar. After all, education is the aid that provides us the tool to navigate our paths in the world, to help us understand what role we could play, how do we fit in this complex society. Some of us knew these answers even before we joined this institute, while others were eager to seek answers. But throughout this journey, as our thoughts got reshaped, our aspirations changed. As we stand here today at the fruition of our education at JSGP, we have arrived at our destination. But before we part into different directions in life, venture onto new journeys, lead another role on the stage of life. I ask you to reflect on the journey that you had, so the lessons in it may aid your new journey that you set out to. I would like to thank everyone who has been part of this journey, and it was an honor and privilege to serve as the president of your student council. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devonk. That was great indeed. All right, next up we have Devonk Agarwal, Vice President of the Student Council 2021.
Um, Good evening to the Vice Chancellor, the Dean, and the Vice Dean, and all the faculty members and my colleagues for being here. I would like to start off my speech by thanking my Guru and all of you here by offering a prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. I started off my journey in Jindal. I was anxious, I remember. And I remember seeing all of my classmates, and that gave me a kind of confidence in, I knew that this is a place where I'm going to learn and grow. I would like to thank all my professors, my classmates, and everybody in JSGP for giving me the opportunity to serve as the vice president of this school. I have learned a lot of things in the past 2 years, despite having most of my classes in 3 semesters online. I can confidently say that I've grown not only personally but professionally as well as a person. I know what JSGP stands for. And when I took oath as a vice president, I said this, that, I know what JSGP and the students of JSGP stands for. And I promise that I'll do everything that I can to provide everything that JSGP and its students deserve. I would like to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity and to work for my school. I'm sure that all of us are going to achieve great heights. I would like to thank the Dean, Professor R. Sudarshan, for giving us so many opportunities. I remember the first time when I entered his office, I was very anxious, but he offered me chocolates he got from Switzerland, I think. I'm not very sure. And I knew, I could reach out to people in Jindal without any hesitation. And of course, I will not deny that I have had fights with my classmates, with the administration about various things, but I can promise I did it for my classmates and for the betterment of Jindal. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that I know that we all can achieve great heights, and I know what we all stand for, and I thank JSGP. And lastly, I would like to quote a part of a poem which I read a few days back, and I hope we all learn from it. यहाँ सब कुछ बिकता है मेरे दोस्तों, रहना जरा संभल के. यहाँ सब कुछ बिकता है मेरे दोस्तों, रहना जरा संभल के. बेचने वाले तो हवा भी बेच देते हैं गुब्बारे में भर के. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Devang. On that note, I would like to open the stage for everyone, everyone who's present here. It's your graduating ceremony and you have the floor. Anybody from the audience? If you could just raise your hand, we can start.
First of all, the opportunity for the faculty to give the good wishes to the graduating batch, and then to the students if they want to share their memories with their batches, their juniors, and everyone. Yes, Professor Subhashishwar.
So you have the stage.
Hello, students. I don't really know many of you. I just taught some of you last semester. But all the best for what lies ahead. And I also just wanted to say that I really like the vibe of this ceremony. It was very well conducted, very well done. It was a very good vibe and a very positive vibe. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor.
People from the graduating batch, any last confession, any last thing that you wanted to say to a professor on your experience?
We have Professor Pradeep Guin.
Professor, you have the stage.
Can you hear me? Yes. I hope you guys take pride in graduating actually during possibly at a time which could go on to become one of the most challenging time in your lifetime. I mean, graduating in such a manner, right? I would just say that be kind, be good, be thankful. Good things will certainly come your way, and please keep us posted in whatever you do. We'll be the most happy people to kind of hear about what you are doing, what you are about to do, and that will make us more proud. All the best and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
It's been...
Rajesh, sir.
Thank you, Bunny. I was trying to figure out where the hand marker is, but I couldn't locate it on my screen. First of all, congratulations to all of you. I'm sorry, I wanted to record a message, but I couldn't do that because I'm having a camera fatigue these days. I just can't sit in front of a camera and do the recording. That said, I want to wish you the very best of times ahead. And although it is time to celebrate, but it's also time to take those critical steps, the next steps, which will open further doors and opportunities for you as you plan for the next stage. But there's one thing that I think is very critical. And if you, in my view, if you stick to that or you keep that in your mind, there is nothing that you can't achieve in your life. And that is about keeping your faculty, your learning faculties always open. If you close your minds to learning, everything will come to a standstill. But if you keep your minds open and be receptive to new thoughts and potential possibilities to consolidate and learn, there's no goal that can't be achieved. So I wish you good learning opportunities and good opportunities to have fun and to remember that we are there. Those of you who have been taught by us, in fact, all of you have been taught by us, but taught by me. I remember each one of you, and I do miss the fact that we couldn't spend that much more time face to face. Just as you missed it in the statements that I heard, we also have missed your presence in the classrooms, and it has been difficult for us to teach in a virtual mode. But that said, so is life. We have to live and accommodate and adjust with whatever circumstances one comes across. And the way to navigate all these challenges is to be ready to learn. And that's what I would leave, the thought that I would leave with you. All the very best. Feel free to be in touch wherever you think we can be of any help. And I would greatly remember whatever brief interaction, physical interaction I had with many of you. So all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Mani.
I also take the liberty to ask Professor Sumit Maskar, Student Affairs Dean, to say a few words.
Okay. Sorry, Mani, can I quickly go in before?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
By the time he's there.
Yeah. So, hi. I mean, you have already received your my message for this ceremony, and I just wanted to say it again that I've enjoyed teaching especially I haven't yet taught the MA Public Policy students, but I have really enjoyed my time teaching BA Honors Economics batch. You were my first batch. I mean, when I joined, and I was your math teacher. So yeah, there was a bit of drama over there, but I think we navigated and we fortunately came through all the trials and turbulences of loving and hating your math teacher at the same time. So congratulations once again. You're free to connect and reach out to us anytime. And I wish you all the best. Keep us posted, as in, what you're doing in general about your life. That's all I would like to say. So very often when you leave jail, your alma mater, that happens. That we stay, we get disconnected with our faculty. So that shouldn't happen. So we are happy to, help you out in your future whenever you want. Okay, best of luck. Bye.
Thank you, Shivangi. Raja, you have raised your hand. You can please.
Yeah, if all the professors are done, I would like to say a word. So can I go ahead now?
Yes, please, please.
Yeah, all right. So like Divyansh and others mentioned in the speech, when I first joined Jindal, I was extremely nervous too. But my reasons were I knew I wanted to do economics, but then I was very bad at math. So the first thing I did was I took an appointment with Sudarshan sir and I said, "Sir, I'm extremely anxious. I don't know what to do. I'm really bad at math. I really don't know if taking economics is a good choice after joining the college." And then I thought the first thing he would say is, if you're so clueless, why did you take the course? You should be sure about what you're doing. But then to my surprise, he said maths is just a language to understand economics, but there's so many other ways you can understand economics too. And that I was really happy after that, and I stuck to it, and I'm very glad I did stick to it. Other thing I was extremely nervous about was I lived in Hyderabad all my life. So Sudarshan sir said like there are other ways to learn economics apart from maths, but I didn't know Hindi either. So I was like, how am I going to survive in this place? I don't know the language that teaches my subject, or I don't know the language that to talk to people. But then after all of that, I'm really glad I stuck to Jindal. And I honestly want to thank all the professors for being part of the journey and helping me out. I still remember to this day, one day randomly walking into Debajit sir's office and crying about like being nervous about an exam or something like that. Until today, like every time I have an exam, sir messages me all the best, don't worry or don't be nervous about it. So these small things like that have made my life at Jindal extremely easy. I'm genuinely thankful for all the professors and everybody that's helped me throughout the way. And I'm really glad I stuck by. One, because I grew a lot in the past 3 years. Apart from that, I made such brilliant friends. I hope to stay in touch with all of you even in the future. Thank you so much, guys. I just had to say that.
Thank you, Raja. Dhruv.
Yes, ma'am. I'd just like to say a small thing. So, how Samantha said, all of it makes total sense. I just want to say that these 3 years have been extremely meaningful, and I wouldn't have it any other way. A big thank you to all my professors for making it possible for all of us and giving it their best even when things went sideways. We definitely couldn't have done it without your support and guidance. And lastly, we've definitely become the person we are today because of y'all. And for that, I'm really thankful. Thank you so much.
Professor Sumit, can you connect now?
Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm back. Just 1 second. Yeah, okay. This is good. Really sorry, there was some electricity issue and then, the whole thing went off. I think Professor Sudarshan, Vice Chancellor and other professors have already conveyed, the very important messages that you must remember as you go further in your career. I think I just want to share one thing which I remember from my bachelor's graduation. And this is, there was a big celebration. I'm from Bombay, Ruparel College. And we had Arun Gujarati, the politician who came to one of our events. He was then the Speaker of Maharashtra State Assembly. And he shared something very important, and I still think that is an important lesson for me as well. That he told us to all the students that we were all going to graduate, and he said that, look, one thing you should remember is that you should not compete with somebody else, someone of your classmate. You should compete with yourself. That where you were yesterday, where you are today, and where you will go in future. I think that is one of the key things that will keep you going. So instead of competing with your colleagues or friends and being jealous or or being whatever, being unnecessarily proud, it's better to compete with yourself so that you will know that where you were standing yesterday, where you're standing today, and where you want to go tomorrow. I think this is something that I really cherished almost 20 years ago when I completed my graduation. And I really want you to have the same values with yourself, that you keep this as an important principle when you move ahead, not just with your master's or doctorate or whatever career you choose in your life. So with those words, I really wish you all the best. And I hope that you all do extremely well in your life. Thank you.
I would also like Professor Sonali to say a few words. He was academic dean during your tenure.
Hi, everybody. Please excuse me. I guess I can't turn on the video. Otherwise I might lose this thing. But what can I say? I would have it's very unfortunate these circumstances, sitting at home and this virtual farewell and all. But well, I remember every student of mine, and this batch have taught them a few core courses. And what can I say? I'm really, every time a batch passes out, I feel really sad, and this time I'm especially even sadder because it's not a personal goodbye. But of course, it's not a goodbye. I know these guys will go out there and make us proud, and I wish them all the very, very best from the bottom of my heart. And I'm just waiting and hoping that 20 years down the line, I'll see some of their names in some newspaper doing some great things, and I'll be able to tell somebody, well, I taught them. So I'm just, I hope for every student of mine the same thing. So I just, pray and wish that, they are successful in whatever they want to do in their life, and stay in touch and do us proud.
And I will also take the liberty to ask Hemlata Sharma to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful, actually, to hear from all the students. And here comes the day to say, like basically a farewell to all the students. But as we say, it is not a bye-bye time. We are always connected, and we will be, in touch to talk through what are the other set of possibilities and how we are going for tomorrow. So yeah, as Professor mentioned, that every time the student batch passes on, so there is a little bit of just the heart piece which goes off, saying that we are parting our ways. But this point in time, I would like to mention that it is not parting the ways. It is that you're moving on, growing in your life. And thank you so much, Manimala, to give me an opportunity to speak with the students, because obviously it's an emotional moment for all of us. And as the students mentioned that they are missing their campuses, we certainly miss you being on the campus as well. So thank you guys, and best of luck.
I may have missed someone. So if anybody wants to say last words to the graduating batch, the floor is open.
Mani, what would you like to say to them?
I will be always in touch with them, because even after they graduate, whatever requests they make, we are on our toes to help them. So we will be continuously in touch with them, and I wish them a very good luck. So after graduating, either they go to their higher studies or they go for career. So I would love to see them growing and coming back to us, and be a part of campus in some activities or the student activities, or as a alumni of the JSGP. So I would love to welcome them once again to the campus whenever they come back, or whatever way we could help them, we would be always there for them. I wish them very good luck for the future.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. For the students, guys, this is your time. One last word. We'll always be in touch, but this is your platform right now. Yes, Meghna, you have the stage.
So I just have a really quick thing to say. So especially during my master's, self-doubt was something I dealt with a lot, and all the professors, my classmates, they really helped me. So if you all know the character Gina Linetti from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, she says something very poignant, which like really stays with me. See, she says, just because you want to do something doesn't mean you will always get to do it. Life is a chaos, success is completely arbitrary, and confidence is everything. So just carry that thought with you, and all the very best to all of you guys. And thank you so much, professors and our juniors, for doing this. This was brilliant. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Meghna. Do we have anybody else who wants to speak? I'm sure. Ma'am, are we left with any faculty member?
Yes, now we can request Professor Dhritiman to say a few words.
Yeah. So let me just turn on my video. Try it. I'm also kind of challenged here to start. Yeah. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Yes, Dhritiman.
I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
So yeah, so I joined last year. Most probably I did not get to teach you guys, of course. All the best. That's all I have to say. And congrats, of course, that you successfully completed the course and were part of this journey, which started 8-9 years back. So I would like to thank our dean for being the leader he is and the nice person he is. That's, I think, much more important. Take his message to heart. Also our Vice Chancellor, Professor Rajkumar, for again being the leader and harboring this ship in a certain manner. There is one message I would like to give to you guys, which I think, in addition to all the messages which have been given till now, just never give up on your dreams. Just keep at it. You will, of course, face many more failures than successes, but just don't give up. That's essentially all I have to say. Keep in touch. That's much more important. Don't feel hesitant in even contacting me, even though I'm not taught you. Please do that. And all the best. That's from my side. I would like to additionally thank the people for organizing this event, especially Mani and Lalit, who put up this, who helped provide the administrative support for this, and of course the JSGP Students Council for putting up this event. These kind of online events are kind of stressful. We are not used to it yet. But it happens to be the case that you are one of the first batches who are graduating online, I guess. So that's a kind of new. I think the world is moving towards that. So let's see. You're something on your CV. You're the first ones to do this. So all the best. That's all I have to say. Hope to meet you on campus if you come up, and all the success to you in life. Okay. Yeah. So that's So that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
With this, we come to an end of the farewell. To just end it, I would like to thank the administration, the faculty for showing up. Online events are stressful, but to the kind of understanding and support that we get from the faculty and the management, I would really thank you. And thanks a lot for the graduating batches. I have this thing that the walls of the college remember you, and a stupid virus must have taken some of your campus time, but it won't take away your friends and your bond with the faculty. That will always be there. And so best of luck. And with this, we come to an end of the farewell. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. It's been one really nice hosting you people. And I really hope you guys liked it. All right. Thank you so much. We come to an end.
Thank you, Varun. Thank you, Varun, for being the fantastic MC that you've been. And I want to say a special word of thanks to Lalit and Mani. They know I'm a very, very impatient person, prone to, blow my top ever so often. But they've been wonderful colleagues, putting up with my, whatever. And they love you, genuinely. And you know that. That's that emotional connect we will retain for a very long time. And as I laid an emphasis on memory and not forgetting, we will never forget you. So all the best.
Thank you so much, Dean.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
For joining us today. And we wish you all the very best for your future. And please keep in touch with us.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you.
Vikas sir, we can stop recording.
Yes, sir.